Alright everybody, I've got another unboxing, and this time it comes from Thailand. It comes from somebody named Traiphum. I hope I'm saying your name right. If I didn't, I apologize. As you can see, there is the Thailand post. I think it's 390 baht to send this. I'm not sure. You can see it is clear. That's plastic here, and I just cut this out because I don't want my address all over the internet. So we are going to get into this. Now this is a custom puzzle I've asked to get made. I believe that there are only two in the world that are shaped like this, and this is the only one that exists that is made out of a shengshou 4x4. I did ask for version 3, and he said okay, and he started making it, and then it turns out it was version 1, and it was too late. He'd already started the process, and I said that's fine, and he didn't know. The store that he bought it from said that it was a version 3, and he even showed me the link, and it wasn't, so he complained to the store. So yeah, we're going to get into this and see what it's like. Here we have some plastic wrap, and I guess this is inside. This is quite the packaging. That's pretty cool. Alright, we'll get rid of that. So let's see here. Does this have anything on it? I guess it has kittytoy.com. It's probably in Thai. I can't read that. So let's open this up now. This is actually really heavy. I wonder if there's anything in there or if it's the actual cube itself. As you can see, there is the cube. And what do we have? We have a Megamorphix. Wow, this thing looks great. If you've seen the 3x3 version, the mastermorphix, you know, there's a 2x2 version, that's the pyromorphix. Then there's the mastermorphix. This is the Megamorphix. And then the 5-layered one is the ultramorphix. But if you want to get higher order layered cubes, such as the 4x4 and up all the way to the 7x7, the only person that makes them is Traiphum, and so they are handmade, and this thing is very heavy, and it's made out of a shengshou version 1. Again, like I said, I asked for version 3, but it's not his fault. I just want to stress that. He did think it was a version 3, and that's what it was advertised for at HK Now store. So basically all this is a 4x4. As you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 layers here by 1, 2, 3, and 4 layers there. And this is the corner. That's a corner as well. These are edges here. So as you can see, there's the 4 corners, all the edges, and then these 4 are the center there. And so I just want to, you know, this is an awesome puzzle. This is something that's going to make me think. I mean, a square puzzle like this, you know, this is awesome and all, but I don't have to really think anymore. You know, I can refine my strategies on these a little more by learning algorithms and stuff, but this here is actually going to make me think, because the centers, you know, because there's 2 colors and there's 2 stickers to a center, that they're, you know, it acts like a supercube. If you don't know what a supercube is, then just search it. It's actually, you know, a lot more challenge because these have to go in a certain way. So it makes it harder. However, these are edges, you know, so on this one, these are all edges. This middle piece here is a center. As you can see, this is, sorry, it looks like a center, but this is actually a corner. This is a corner too, so, you know, it swaps places. And because there's so many of the same colored edges, and it's not 2 colors per edge, you can actually interchange them. But as you know, with 4 layered cubes, it comes with some pretty difficult parodies if you don't know what to do. But in this kind of cube, it comes with all of those parodies plus an extra kind of parody, and we're gonna run into that at some point. So I'm doing the unboxing, and I'm gonna review the cube, and I will be also posting a solve when I see if I can solve it. I'm pretty sure I can though, because I've been watching Super Antonio Vivaldi's page for quite some time now, and I've really studied this cube. So I'm hoping that I can do it. It's the parodies, you know, I'm gonna have to really remember what I watched in order to figure them out. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's take a look at the quality of this. The sticker quality is absolutely great. I can see that the stickers say like right here, you can see that they are bubbled up there. That's just because of the angle that it has to go at. See if I can push that down. Yeah, I can push that down. So I could probably just push these all back into place. So the stickers, I would say that they are hand cut. Maybe they're, no, I don't think that they're machined. Traiphum, if you're watching, can you please explain how you did the stickers? That would be cool. Because as you can see right here, it's not perfectly round there, and it's got, you know, just these tiny little imperfections, which proves that it's handmade. It's not something that comes off of a mold, and it just weighs a lot too. The turning, let's get to the turning. That's really, really smooth. I can't believe I'm holding this puzzle. I know that there's, like, well, this is a one-of-a-kind puzzle because of what it's made out of, but wow, I feel privileged to own one of these. And because, you know, it is a four-sided puzzle, right? There's only four colors, but it acts like a six-sided puzzle. That means that it can shape-shift, as you can see, which adds to the difficulty. So, wow. So basically what he's done is he's taken a cube and he's shaved down the side of the cube. So if you took a cube like this and you cut it along here, all the way to there, and you cut this whole triangle out, and then you did it here and here, and then here and here. That's basically what it is, right? Here, here, and then in front and in back at the bottom. And then, you know, he's used epoxy sculpt and built it up a little bit because, as you can see on a regular cube, all of these cubies are proportionate to each other. They're all the same size. Well, same on a shengshou 4x4. But as you can see, this edge is definitely higher than this middle piece, and they should all be the same. So he's had to build this edge up. He's had to build this corner up, and he shaved down this corner, and he's probably built it around there. But just the craftsmanship on this, I'm going to show you some pictures now that he sent me, and you will see the process. So we'll go through those right now. See, these are the first pictures that he sent me, and as you can see in like this little close-up here, that everything that's black is the actual piece, and the gray is like all the epoxy sculpt that he's put onto it, and then sanded down, of course. And then he put it all together and sent me this picture. So this was the first rough picture that I had of it. I wasn't sure what the triangle and the black triangle in the center for, but I guess that was to show where it was bubbled up and he needed to sand it down and stuff like that. So I was really stoked when I got that picture. And then in this one here, this is, you know, after it's been sanded down and painted. So now you can see the differences, right? Like you can still see where the original piece was and added on, but now it all looks really, really good. And here is like one of the corners that's been shaved down. So this is like a really small corner now. And then he went ahead and sent me this picture here, and it was like, you know, the cube assembled and only needed to be stickered. So not only does he keep me updated through emails, but he sends me pictures of the process in the meantime too, which is awesome. Okay, so now that you've seen the pictures, we're actually going to take a piece out if I can, and we're going to take a look at the fine craftsmanship of this. Let's see if I can get a piece out here somewhere. Okay, so here's a piece. I've taken out an edge piece. So let's take a look. Okay, so as you can see the marks on there. That is actually, I think that's probably the cap that goes on, or maybe that's the actual piece. If you have a shengshou, go and take an edge out right now and you'll see the similarities between this with those little grooves. So everything here has been built up on the edges. And then, yeah, see, here's the other side of it now. This was actually shaved down from the edge. Let's see if I can get this other edge out and take a look at that as well. I can't do it. I don't really want to risk taking this thing apart because I don't know if I can put it back together. But as you can see, like the pieces, like he's sanded it down, and I mean, just look at how smooth that is in there. That's by hand. Built up with epoxy sculpt, sanded finely, and then painted black. Like, this is a very, very quality puzzle. I highly recommend this. I will let you know how much I paid. I didn't know if I was allowed to, but I asked Traiphum's permission, and it is. So basically what I paid him was 6,300 Thai baht, which works out to about 127 Canadian dollars. Sorry, 227 Canadian dollars. So I'm from Canada, so I paid almost $230 for this puzzle, and it is money well spent in my opinion. So I am going to play around with this, and then I'm going to come back and let you know what I think about it. Alright, so I've played around with this for a while, and I gotta tell you, this is awesome. I've solved it twice. I timed myself once. I've been refining the strategy for this in my head for, I don't know, a few months now. And when I finally got it, it just turned out that what I learned from Super Antonio Vivaldi's page and some refined strategies that I've gone from that as well, that this is actually, I got it my first time. Like, it was pretty easy to solve. It did take me probably half an hour, and then the second time, when I understood the puzzle and the mechanics and the way it moved a little bit more, I timed myself and I got 10 minutes. And so that's pretty good. And it did pop on me once, just a little tiny bit. And what happened was there's a piece inside. As you know, that a 4-layered cube is actually, one with a ball core like this. It's actually 5 layers, and 4 of them are here, and the one is hidden on the inside. So what I did is, when I popped, a piece of that came out, and I had to actually take out a good section of it to put it back, but that's not a problem at all. So I'm going to show you a checker pattern on here now, so you can see the movement. It moves really, really good. And one more here. And so here's a checker pattern, and because it's only 4 colors, it's just, a 2 by, two colors on each side. And the cool thing about this is when you shape shift and you can go like this, you can put all the corners down, and to me it kind of looks like that Pac-Man guy, that chases the Pac-Man around. Doot, doot, doot. Here's another color of the check-in pattern it can be. So instead of green and white now, it's green and yellow. And so that looks really good. So let's see about corner cutting now. So I will go a little bit over, a little bit over, and a little bit over. So now I'm going to cut through all of that. And it cuts no problem. Let's try through the middle. No problem. But of course, with any cube, you cut too much and it will pop. And that's how it popped on here. I was trying to finger trick some pieces, and I just didn't turn quite fast, or sorry, I didn't turn accurately enough, and it popped on me. So this isn't really a speed cubing puzzle. Maybe I would attempt a speed cube more if it was a version 3 because it's unpoppable, but it's not really the puzzle that I want to speed cube. This is a thinking puzzle. You got to really think about this. So now I'm going to show you it all scrambled up. And so first I'm going to do some of these regular moves like this and scramble it up. And as you can see, the turning is just really, really good. Because it is a shape mod, sometimes alignment can be an issue. You got to really pay attention to your alignment and your perspective, because a lot of the time you think this is the front, but it's not. This here is the front on an angle, and you don't want to turn it. I showed my girlfriend this, and she had a little bit of trouble turning it. So now I'm going into the shape shifting turns, and as you can see, this thing starts to look really, really impressive when it's lined up. I just had a little bit of alignment issue there, but that's okay. So that's a really good scramble. And so as you know, just like any other cube, you finish the centers and then the edges, and then that. But the thing is that there's added parity with this. So you gotta check your work as you go. And the good thing about this puzzle too, and just the fine craftsmanship of Traiphum, is that all edges have to be symmetrical. So I can swap these edges, a green and a small green for another small green. And so every side has to be symmetrical, and I just can't imagine the time that it would take to do that. It took him 1 week to build it, and it took 1 week to ship here. So that was pretty good. And I do plan on getting the ultramorphix, which is the 5-layered version. And I know there's only a few of those in the world. And well, for the pillowed shape, of course, there is more of a round shape called rouleau. And as you can see in this shape, when you scramble it up, it kind of goes back to the square formation, whereas the rouleau shape keeps like a more tight ball. However, it really shows the shape shifting in the centers more than here. You can kind of see the shape shifting a little bit But that's what I really like about this puzzle. Not only is it a shape-shifting puzzle, but it's a super cube, and it's got the parity of a 4x4. So you can get the 4x4, the 5x5, 6x6, and the 7x7. He said he could even make it an 11x11 if somebody really wanted to and paid him for it. So that would be, wow. I can't even imagine the difficulty in a puzzle that big. Anyway, so that is my review on this. Thank you for watching. I will be putting a solve up pretty soon as well, so you can see how this is done. It will be a bit of a walkthrough solve, not really a tutorial. Super Antonio Vivaldi's got tutorials for these cubes already, and they are very good. That's how I learned. But if somebody requested me to do one, I would probably do one anyways. But there's probably not a high order of them out there, because I know that in total there's not a lot of these cubes out there. But it's fun to watch those things, and I really, I hope that people, want to buy more of these, because that's, this is the beginning of puzzle evolution here. There's not a lot of these, and just like in the very first Rubik's Cube to ever be invented, there was a prototype and people built them by hand. So this is, sort of could be history in the making for, you never know. The more that people want these, the more chance that they are going to be mass produced. But this is the first handmade puzzle I have ever handled in my life. And I have to say, the quality of a handmade puzzle exceeds that of a mold injected puzzle. It's just more detail in there, and just the tiny little imperfections in things makes me really, really, proud to be this puzzle owner. So again, thank you, Traiphum. You will be expecting more business from me, and thanks to everyone else for watching.